We are live. It's September. It's the second Wednesday of September already. I don't know how this happened, but it happened. Is anybody's year just like, oh, it's crazy. I am Michelle Talbert. I am so excited that we're all together again. This is our second Wednesday of the month, which means it is our UnChamber meeting. And we have the 1 p.m. meeting every month, and then we have the 6 p.m. meeting every month, Eastern Standard Time, so that you can join us. I am really excited about today. I'm excited because I am bringing to the stage someone who has helped me greatly. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But to get started, the UnChamber is a community of folks that you guys might know. I had a whole hashtag, UckZuck, right, all throughout 2020 because I felt like he was really squashing down our voices, right? He was trying to mute a lot of us that were small business owners, were Black-owned business owners, women-owned business owners, Black women-owned businesses, right? And so we created the UnChamber for two reasons. One, because I can't stand Zuckerberg and really want to get off this platform as much as possible. And two, because the traditional models of chambers of commerce, and Lord knows we are lousy with chambers of commerce down here in South Florida. They are set up that you go and you hand out your business cards and you're in these leads groups. And, you know, a lot of them don't have that kind of vibrant community that we have, right? So if you've been following along, you know, my name is Michelle Talbert. I'm the founder of Her Power Moves and opened my co-working space, my first brick and mortar business, right? So transitioning from e-commerce to brick and mortar in January 2020, because I thought that would be a great year to open up a brick and mortar business where folks need to come together in person. Needless to say, I'm here in Her Power Space. We're based in Lauderhill in Broward County, South Florida, near Fort Lauderdale. And you can come in and get your mail. We have a call center relationship, which is amazing. If you're a small business, you can look big, get your business mail here, have meetings, podcasts, all of that. And we are still here in 2021 because of our amazing community. So if you want more information, you can definitely find that out with Her Power Space. We're on, of course, I'm doing the most as usual. We are located in Broward and we are on IG at Her Power Space. If you are watching this live and you have questions, please drop them in the chat. The way that this platform works is you have to give it permission so that we can see your name. But if you say hi, I can put you up on the screen, which I love to do. If you have questions, I can put it up on the screen, which I also love to do. And you can ask your questions in real time. If you're watching the replay, put in the comments replay, and please continue to ask your questions because I will get tagged and I'll make sure that our amazing guest who I'm bringing to the stage now will be able to answer them. All right, so I got a question for y'all. How many of y'all use Canva effectively? How many of you know that Canva, you can make websites? Excuse me? You know, I just heard they could do presentations and I was on the phone on the Zoom with MiMi and she's like, you know, you can do a QR code from Canva. I'm like, what? Get out of here, right? I literally paid my VA to learn how to create a QR code months back, right? And then MiMi's like, oh no, you can do that right on Canva. So I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you the talents of our guest today. All right, so bear with me because I got to do two tabs. So this is how it started. Okay. If you know me at all, you know that I have no graphic design skills. I can do interior design, but I can't do graphic design. So every month that we've had these UnChamber meetings, we've had this janky, quite frankly, ugly thing, right? And I just didn't make it a priority to make it look better. So we have our next guest coming, MiMi, and she's like, oh, okay, Michelle, yeah, okay, nice. And then she sends me this. Hold on, I forgot I gotta stop sharing screen. had to stop sharing screen because this before and after, like, yeah. So she sends me this, right? I am amazed. Number one, she did it in Canva. Number two, it captures exactly what I would have wanted it to look like if I knew how to use Canva and if I had that talent, right? So how many of you are effectively using Canva for your business? It is such an honor. Hey, Miss Latoya Bird in the building. It is such an honor for me and a privilege to bring MiMi Peace to the stage to our UnChamber meeting today. MiMi, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michelle, so much for having me. And hello, everyone. Michelle, I know you asked how many of you are using Canva effectively. And the answer to that question, hopefully for everyone at the end of this presentation, will be yes, me. That's our goal today.
Exactly. So I'm going to do a little introduction of MiMi, y'all. If y'all have questions, if you have questions about Canva, this is the moment to ask them, okay? So MiMi Peace was actually referred to me by another trusted, amazing Black woman entrepreneur based on the West Coast, and she creates courses for women entrepreneurs, of which I've been teaching for almost 2 years for the YWCA. But I was lamenting to her how I wanted to bring some ideas, some frameworks, some tools, some teachings that I've been putting together to the forefront and really level up. Yes, this topic is so needed. Yes, and to level up how I could spread the word about what I do, which is creating relationships and safe spaces for people to create relationships. And the person, Melanie, said, you got to talk to MiMi. You have to talk to MiMi. And she showed me some of the products that MiMi put together for her. And I was like, oh my gosh, where has this woman been all my life? So here's the official. MiMi Peace is an organizational development consultant, learning experience designer for small businesses like us. And she brings over 10 years of experience cultivating workplaces where people are happier, healthier, and as a result, more productive. She's had roles with Capital One, Bank of America, TIA. Girl, she got all the receipts, okay? And Bank of Hawaii, because she's a Black woman living in Hawaii, okay? And she thrives on helping organizations and entrepreneurs like us hone our skills, right? She has design skills certification, including people analytics and HR, which I think is fascinating. And she's continued advanced education in industrial organizational psychology to deliver solutions that produce positive change and improve productivity. Naturally, she's named her approach the Peace Process. How many entrepreneurs need peace? Yes, MiMi Peace. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for that. Welcome, because I certainly wouldn't have said all of that about myself. So I appreciate that introduction, Michelle. And you know what? I'm excited. I am ready to get started.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready for you to start. Okay, folks, so I'm going to hop off the screen. MiMi has an incredible presentation that she's prepared. If you have questions about how to use Canva, drop them in the chat. I am going to be monitoring the questions and making sure that we get your questions answered. Share this with your friends. This is not going to stay up if you're not paying to be in the UnChamber. This is not going to stay up for long, okay? So share this with your friends now. Let's go. MiMi, the stage is yours.
Well, thank you, Michelle. And hello again to everyone. So you are in the right place if you are here for insanely useful Canva tips and tricks for entrepreneurs. That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. And again, our goal by the end of this presentation is for you to have some skills and techniques to more effectively use Canva for your business. So I won't reintroduce myself because Michelle just did a fabulous job of that, but I do want to hone in briefly on my role as a learning experience advisor, where I am here to support you so I can help you create engaging, professional, and meaningful learning experiences that lead to referrals and repeat businesses. And a lot of the tips that I'm showing you today will help you do just that. All right, so what are we going to cover today? Our approach will be, what do I need to know and do for the following topics? The first is stand out in a crowd with branded content, because we know there are a lot of businesses and just competition out there, right? Online. And so you need to stand out so that you begin to have brand recognition, because you want people to be able to identify you and remember you. Number two, we'll take a look at how to use technology to easily connect. The key word here is easily. I cannot tell you how many times I've attended a conference and I'm like, okay, my mission during this break is to get online and to download this free checklist because I need it in my life. I go on my phone or get on my laptop, and next thing I know, I'm having to click 1, 2, 3, 5 times, and then I have to fill out a form, and then I click next, and they're asking for more information, blood type, and everything else. And then I abandoned the mission because it felt like mission impossible. And so the rule of thumb here is that you don't want to bury whatever it is that you're giving, your information and your knowledge, any deeper than 3 clicks. So I'm going to show you 2 ways you can use Canva to make your information accessible so that people don't abandon mission. Next up is drive engagement with client appreciation. So this technique, we're just going back to the basics, right? We know when we get new clients, that engagement starts from the time of how they found us, searching for us online, maybe a referral by word of mouth, all the way through the point that they choose to make a purchase for our products or our services. And so it's equally important that we nurture the relationship the same way that we did to get the business after we get the business. So I'm going to show you 2 ways that you can use Canva to show appreciation and gratitude for your new clients. Along the way, feel free to ask questions. I know our girl Michelle is monitoring the chat and Facebook and other streams, and she'll go ahead and pop that on the screen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into our first skill, customizing your Canva template. So skill 1, less is more. I know, super simple, but it's so true. What happens is we start competing for attention. If there's too much going on the screen, then we are competing for the attention. So is the message that you're trying to get across to gain new clients, is that going to be everyone's attention, or is there just too much going on the screen? I'm going to show you an example of that. And I'll also share with you how you can use Canva to avoid that. So the template that I'm using today is a presentation template in Canva. I did 2 things to customize this template. I applied my own brand look and feel and my own content. That's it. So what you just saw on the previous slide, this is the customized version of the Canva template for my content. This is the original version. Now, the key here is there are tons of features and razzle dazzle that you can add to your Canva design. You don't want to use all of it though, because then you get something like this. And your viewers are like, where do I begin? I don't know if I'm supposed to be shocked by something and focusing on the oh my gosh, or if it's like a call to action and I'm supposed to be clicking follow. And then you have the text here. It's just way too much text going on. So the template has been over customized. So the skill here again is less is more. The way that you can achieve this with Canva is by following these simple rules. First, decide on what your content is. And once you've decided what it is that you want to say with pictures, with words or other graphics, video, audio, whatever it may be, then you map out how you want to express your message. And once you have that visual, whether you're just thinking about it or, I mean, I've jotted it down like on the back of a napkin before. So, and then once you have that vision, you go on a Canva where there's over 200,000 templates, and you start to look for templates that match up with your content. So in this example, this content on this slide did not match up with the chosen template. So what you would want to do is either adjust your content, because again, less is more. Maybe you don't need so many words on the actual design. Maybe instead you can put those words in your actual post and then just have a visual representation of your message. Now, I do want to give another suggestion before we go on to our next tip. And for me, this is a preference. I tend to choose between real photographs, like the picture of this, guy here looking surprised, or more kind of illustrations and graphics like this emoji. One or the other, just because it gives a more streamlined, professional, and clean look. Now, that does not mean that I won't take a template like this and customize it where I use real photos and then realistic icons, because these two just kind of work together. So just to review, the skill less is more, aka keep it simple when using Canva, is to choose your content, then find a template that best complements your content. That's the rule here. It's graphic designers and quality assurance folks who have already approved these designs and made sure that they have the graphic design elements required. So in order to maintain that level of quality assurance, then just be sure to use the template as close to the original design as possible. Number 2, so customize your Canva template by adding your brand kit. So you've already seen the original of this slide design that we have here. I customized it with my colors and fonts. And I want to show you how to do this because it's actually pretty quick and easy. So I'm just going to do a little navigating on my end, and then I'll have that right back up for you. And again, feel free to ask questions because I know Michelle is monitoring the chat for us. All right, here we go. So I'm showing you back in Canva now. This is the Canva home screen. And as you know, we can use Canva for pretty much anything, right? Presentations, websites, all of your social media posts, whether it's a story, your banner, you can find Zoom backgrounds, you can print T-shirts, websites, like it's a ton of things you can do in Canva. And when you do that, you can maintain the consistency of your brand by customizing a brand kit. So when you are on the Canva homepage on the left-hand side, select brand kit. And from here, you'll see that I have my brand kits that I use most frequently. So first is my stuff. So this would just be my brand. These are my logos, which yes, I also created in Canva. My colors, which I created using Adobe. I know I wanted a color scheme that was kind of gold and burgundy and some grays going in there. And pretty much you just click, add your own logos, add your own colors, and that's your brand kit. Over here to the right, you see you can also add your brand fonts. This makes it easy to work in Canva, and I'll show you in just a moment because all you have to do is apply the style to whatever the design is. One other tip that I want to show you, let's say that you had a logo created, but you have not had your custom brand colors created. What you can do is after you upload your brand logo, you hover on these 3 dots and then you select Get Logo Colors, and Canva will automatically pull colors from your logo. From here, you can go in and actually customize the colors and save it. That's it. And you have your brand kit. I'll go ahead and remove that. And Canva automatically saves as you work. So we're all good to go when you navigate away from this page. Your updated brand kit is there. So I hope you all will find that super duper useful. And I head back over to our presentation here. Again, all made in Canva. All right, bear with me for just a moment. I'm not sure where you all are located, but it just started raining here. I'm actually in Richmond, Virginia right now visiting family. So I love the sound of rain. All right, let's get our presentation back up. So those are our 2 skills so far. So we have keep it simple, and then we have adding your brand kit. You do these 2 things to customize your Canva template. And I do want to demonstrate for you an easy way to customize. So if you can, you'll see on the screen here, I have the original template. I think Michelle will get that up for us.
Hey. Yeah, it's not, did you switch the screen? Because it's showing the old screen for me.
I did switch the screen. Thank you, Michelle. Let me go ahead and switch this back. Bear with me for just a moment. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit share. Tab, here we go, here we go. All right, we should be a go now. Perfect. Thanks, Michelle. All right, everyone. So I just wanted to demonstrate with you, once you apply your brand or update your brand kit, how you'll apply it. So on the left-hand side, we have our navigation menu in Canva. And when I click on styles, we see here that at the top, we have my stuff. That's what I call my brand kit. You can probably call yours something a little more cool than that, but it's my stuff. And I can first apply my font by just clicking on the font, and then I can apply my brand color. And what Canva allows you to do is you can click to shuffle through your brand colors until you get to your desired look. Now, let's say that I'm updating this because I want to post a quote to social media. So what I would do from here is just customize this, keeping the design fidelity, right? Keep it simple, but by adding some things to it. So first, I know my quote is about hope. So I'm going to search for hope under photos. Scroll down, I see a dope picture that I like. I'm going to click and drag the picture over the existing picture, and it just pops into it. This is actually called a frame in Canva. If I delete this, you'll see that we have just the frame here. When you see anything that looks like this in Canva, this means that all you have to do is click and drag any picture into it, and it'll automatically lock into the frame. Now, of course, this is off center. To customize this, I'm just going to double click on the picture and drag it to my desired location, click out, and now it's nicely centered. Now, previously, we had here, it was more around, taking pictures. So it has like this play icon. I'm posting a quote, so I don't necessarily want, a picture of a play button here. So I'm going to ungroup, and then I want a similar circle, but I just want it to be quotes instead. So I'm going to go to elements. I'm going to search for quotes. And left-hand side, I just clicked on elements. I went to quotes. I'm scrolling down looking for something similar because I do like the circle. Let's see what we can get here. Oh, this one's cute. All right, so I'm going to grab this color. Now, we do need to change the color to match our template. And to do that, you see here are at the top left are the color options. I'm going to click on this blue, and there's my brand kit. So I can easily update it by selecting my gold. And now I have my customized element. The last thing that I'm going to do here, I've actually already done, I'm just going to go to the next slide so you can see it, is I added the quote, hope is the last thing ever lost. And then that was an unknown quote. So I just have that there. And that is how we can customize Canva templates with our brand kits and keeping it simple to have clean and professional designs that help us stand out, because now our colors will be consistently seen. Those pages you go on Instagram and you're looking, from top to bottom, and it's like, oh my goodness, this just looks so well put together. That's the look and feel that this allows you to achieve. So that's skill 1 and 2. We're going to go ahead and jump into skill 3, which is to use technology to easily connect. The first skill we're going to use here is to create QR codes. It is so easy to create QR codes in Canva. And like a year and a half ago, I was a VP of marketing with ATD Hawaii. That's the Association of Talent Development. And we had this event. It was before the pandemic. And so I go in person, I'm being fancy, and I have like my little table stands, and I had made these QR codes where people could scan the QR code to register for an upcoming event. I wanted to make it easy for them. The problem was, as I walked around the room, everyone's like, oh, this is cool, but how do you use it? No one knew how to use QR codes. Fast forward post-pandemic, everybody and their mama knows how to use QR codes because they are at restaurants. I stayed at a hotel not too long ago, and on the hotel TV screen, there was a QR code to scan so that you could download an app for a virtual remote control. So QR codes are now part of our lives. Important to know how to do. So how do you do that in Canva? It's like 2 steps, no lie. So I already have a link here. I use carrd.co for my link tree. And so I'm just going to copy my link. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go back to our navigation menu, as you see here. Click on QR code, step 1, paste the link in. All right, maybe it's 3 steps. Step 2, and then click generate code. Done. You now have a QR code. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this over the previous one. And you can go ahead and test that out if you want. In fact, I encourage you to test it out because it will also take you to my social media pages where I invite you to follow me, as I plan on posting a lot more around Canva tips and other useful tips over the next couple of weeks and moving forward. So I just clicked on it as well as a quick test, and it's loading on my phone. And so now you can see here, boom, just like that. You can share in presentations, on your business cards, on handouts, in your emails. I mean, just anywhere that you think it would make it easier for someone to access you and your information. Even if you were doing a talk, some sort of presentation, and maybe you wanted to use it as an opportunity to get contact information, you can have a QR code to that landing page where people put in their name and their email address and maybe their birthday if you send like happy birthday things. And then after that, they can automatically go to your downloadable, which is actually really smooth transition to our next skill for using tech to easily connect. And that is to create self-guided learning. You heard that right. You can use Canva to create self-guided presentations, self-guided, just any form of learning that can be text, graphics, videos, just anything that you can put together. And instead of publishing it to a PDF, which is the typical, right? You put in your contact information, you click download, and you get a PDF. You can have folks click submit, and it can take them to a web page. So I'm going to show you how to do this. The components of this are using a Canva template, at least for the example I'm showing you. It's using a Canva template. And then within Canva, you link the pages together. And then once you do that, you publish your final presentation as a website. And from there, your folks can scroll through the different pages and you can share out that link. Now let me demonstrate that for you. So there's also the QR code on the page here. I did create specifically for you all a free e-learning. Not a free e-learning, I would call it. I would say a free tips kind of giveaway. It's 5 things that effective designs have in common. So it's going in a little more detail on some of the kind of science of the designs that we've covered today. And Michelle also has that up on the screen for us. Thank you, Michelle. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and navigate to that presentation so I can show you exactly how to achieve this. So first things first, I chose a presentation. If you've never created a presentation in Canva, at the top here, you would just click on presentations. And then from here, I think my computer's lagging just a bit, but from here, you would just choose a template. And then from there, you will customize it just as I demonstrated earlier. Okay. And I'm heading back to my tab here to make sure you all can still see. Make sure we're still walking together. There we go. All right. And so now I'm going to head over to the presentation, 5 things effective designs. 5 things effective designs have in common. Here we go. So now I'm going to show you our first step after you've selected a template, which is how do you link the pages? It's actually really easy. So to link the pages, and Michelle, can you see? Oh, you know what? It opened in a new tab. Bear with me for just a moment, everyone. I'm going to stop sharing to make sure that we are all moving together as I navigate. And then I'll get my screen back up for you all in just a moment. Thanks for your patience. Here we go.
Just so everybody knows, MiMi is using the technology that I usually use, which is StreamYard, and this is not a technology she usually uses. So you are handling it like a champ. I appreciate it. And so everybody, thanks for your patience as well. MiMi is navigating brand new tech, and if you've ever done a presentation, this is not fun to go through new tech when you're doing a presentation. So thank you, MiMi. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you for sharing that. Awesome. So what I did here was in this presentation, I created a table of contents. And what we want people to be able to do is to navigate themselves through the table of contents so that no matter what page they are on, they can hit the home screen and head back home. Now, once in the presentation, you'll see once I show it to you, you can actually swipe or click left or right. That's built in, so you don't have to make buttons to navigate left or right. So to customize this, as I mentioned, super simple. Only thing that I'm going to do, nice and simple, or keep it simple, is the first topic. So I need to link this text to page 3. So I'm going to simply highlight nice and simple. I'm going to go to my drop downs here. And let's see, let me go full screen so I don't miss anything. Hopefully you all can see it here. Oh, here we go. And then you see that we have the link button. You go ahead and click on this link button or icon. And from here, you'll see all of my pages laid out. So I know that I want nice and simple to go to the Keep It Simple page. Hit Go To Link. And now when folks are navigating, when they click on nice and simple, it will take them to page 3. Home button, same thing. With the home button selected, and this is a graphic, a picture, so you can link anything. You could link a next button. You could link follow me on Instagram and have an Instagram icon linked to your Instagram page. So, it doesn't just have to be within a presentation. But for this purpose, we have a home screen to go back to the main menu. Same thing. You would just click the link button, and then you select table of contents or whatever you've named the page. Important tip though, keep in mind how to navigate, how to customize the name of the pages. And to do that, you'll see at the bottom of the screen here, when you hover over the page number, and I'll do number 9 because I haven't named it yet, the default name is untitled. The problem with this is if you go to link a text, and let's say you have 15 slides or 15 pages, if you're making more of a PDF style, and you have not named the pages, it can get really tricky when you're trying to link the pages together. So to name it, you just click, and then you just type in the name. I'll just call it wrap up, click away, and voila. Voila. How do you say that magic word? Okay, anyways, and then you just click away and the page is named. So now when you click on anything to link to that page, the name appears here for you. All right, so now that that step is done, you've chosen a Canva template, you've added a table of contents in your pages, you've made navigations to navigate through the content. Now what we need to do is put it out there for public consumption, right? Got to get them something to eat, y'all. So what you do for that is in the right top corner, you just click our little 3 dots here, and we are going to publish this to a website. And when you publish a website in Canva, It gives you options. So you can publish it as a presentation. That's what we are going to use. But you can also publish it as a scrolling website, a classic navigation, like the typical browser window, or just a standard single page with navigation. Select presentation and open website. And let's go ahead and navigate over to that slide so we can see what this looks like real quick. And if you've already clicked on the giveaway that Michelle had in the links for us, and then also, or the barcode, then you've already seen this. But for those that haven't, I'm going to get a quick demo up for us. Right, I think this is the tab I'm in. Okay, perfect. So you should see on the screen now the actual presentation. And as we start to click through this, oh, there's one other thing here. I also added audio to it to give the folks something to listen to while they click. And you just go ahead, and your viewers can now navigate through this little how-to guide or tips that you put together for them. So that is how that works. I know that you're probably thinking of a million ways that you can use this. If you have some ideas popping in mind, please go ahead and share it in the chat because we are better together. So let's go ahead and get our ideas flowing. All right, and with that, we're going to be moving on to our next skill. Let me go ahead and get that queued up for us. All right, and it is ready to go. Okay, so coming up next, bear with me, wrong slide there. And again, thank you all for your patience as I learn to navigate this new system, new for me. I actually really like it though, so I think I'm going to use it more often. Here we go. All right, so we're going to head back into our presentation. And it's loading here for us. And we're moving right along. So we just reviewed. We looked at how to create QR codes. That was skill number 3. And then we also looked at how to create guided learning, which was skill number 4. And that takes us into show client appreciation. Skill number 5 seems really simple, but it adds so much value. This is sending thank you cards to your clients. This is something that I started a few months ago, and I've been doing it consistently. So, for example, someone reached out to me on LinkedIn about a potential opportunity to teach C-suite executives. And I was, super excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you found me. Thank you so much for connecting. It was like after our discovery call. And I'm like, how do I express my gratitude and how excited I am for this? So I, opened up Canva and I searched for thank you cards, which I'll go ahead and start navigating to as I talk. And I found a template that kind of conveyed the sentiment that I wanted to get across. And then I just customized it, downloaded it as a PNG, stuck it into an email, and sent it with a few extra words just to express how thankful I was. So it's such a quick and simple way to send a professional note to say, thank you so much for being my client. Thank you so much for the opportunity, the conversation, for the connection, whatever it is that someone has done. Or maybe sometimes it's just, what? I saw online recently you posted that you were going through some things. So maybe it's not sending a thank you card. Maybe it's acknowledging something else going on in someone's life. I like to call that the hallmark moments. All right. And so, and I just noticed what Canva does that's good and bad is that when you search for something, it opens the search in a new window. So I got to be careful to make sure you can see everything. Here we go. So now you can see all the thank you card templates. You already know how to customize templates like a pro, and you know how to download the different, the template that you chose. In this case, I will probably download it as just a picture, probably a PNG, and then insert it into the email. All right, and we are almost to our final tip for today. Let's get that back on the screen. Hey, and I'm really excited about this. After this last tip, I'll do a quick recap, and I'll be happy to also answer any questions. All right, here we go. So tip number 6, design swag. And I'm kind of like beating myself up right now because I actually have a mug that I printed using Canva and it's downstairs. So I can't show you all this time, but live right now. But what I'll do is I'll take a picture with the mug so you can see how it came out. It has my logo on the front of it, and then it has my vision statement on the back. I'll take a picture with it and post it to social media. So you'll see it on my Instagram if you want to check that out at Miss MiMi Peace. All right. So design swag. Yes, yes, and yes, you can use Canva to create design swag, anything from t-shirts or the mugs, like I just mentioned. The opportunities are endless. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that in Canva. We're going to go ahead and navigate to the design swag. So the easiest way to do this is I'm going to head back to the home screen. And once we're at the home screen, at the top here, just a moment, I'm going to click on features. And from features, I'm going to click on print products. And I'll select see all so that we can see all of the available Canva print options. And so as I scroll down here, you start to see what you can design in Canva and then print. We have rounded corner business cards. You can print canvases, mugs, which is what I did. And it was, quick delivery. There are save the date cards, photo books, t-shirts, rack cards, postcards, the thank you card you created. You can even leave a section on that where maybe you write a handwritten note and you mail that. Tons of things that you can design in Canva. Let's go ahead to t-shirts just to get a closer look at how this works. So what you do is you browse the templates that Canva has available, or you can just put up your own design, upload your own design. From there, you select the size and the color that you need. You get an estimate on the cost. And of course, as with any website, the more you order, the more affordable it becomes. And so from there, and then you purchase it all inside of Canva. As you are designing, and let me just show you what the actual design page looks like. It shows you a little prototype or mock-up, if you want to call it that, to the right-hand side of the screen so that you can see what your design will look like on your t-shirt or mug or whatever it is that you decide to create. All right, so this is getting started with the design. And we see if you click on print t-shirts, it'll show you a preview right here of what your shirt would look like. So there you have it. I mean, like I said, all within Canva. So you could easily send a client a swag. Maybe it has your logo on it, and maybe there's some sort of slogan or some sort of words of encouragement or appreciation that you just want to give as a gift, something people will find dope and that they would appreciate and wear. Further deepening your relationship with them. We know that strong client relationships turn into loyal clients, and loyal clients done right turn into advocates. So with that, that is the 6 skills. Let's do a quick recap, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions that you all might have. I'm going to go ahead and get our presentation back up here real quick. Here we go. All right, so recap. Okay, so for our recap, a few things that I just want to highlight. First is remember the design mantra. Oh, is it not showing? It wasn't showing. Okay, let me try. Thanks, Michelle, for letting me know. Cool. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Thank you. All right. So let's review for all our Canva pros that are currently loading all this knowledge so that you can apply it. First is remember the design mantra, less is more. Less is more. Less is more. And remember, the templates have already been designed, applying graphic design principles and things like color science. So maintain those aspects by applying your content to the template and then customizing it within the elements already on that template. Next up, gain brand recognition by applying your brand kit. That's your colors. So that every time you put something out, we see your brand, we see your logo, we begin to remember you for what you do and how you make us feel with the great content you're putting out. Make it easy to connect with QR codes. People are not going to go clicking 5, 6, 7, 8 times to get your great knowledge. So make it easy for them to access it. Number 4, don't bury your content in downloads. Make it accessible with self-guided web presentations. And again, it's nothing wrong with downloads, but if you can have an interactive, clean website for people to visit to access your information, why not? I will say this though. I also still use downloads. When you customize the links within a presentation or a PDF, so you have, page 2, maybe there's, where it's self-guided, so where you have the pages linked together. If you download it as a PDF, the pages will still be linked together. So you can create a self-guided presentation and have it in the form of a PDF as a handout instead of as a website. So I do want to share that so that you have options. Number 5, show client appreciation with thank you cards, which I just showed you how to do and explain why I take the extra time to do that. And finally, demonstrate customer value with swag. I actually do have a little swag to show you here. I'll give a friend of mine a free shout out. She owns Hello Shoe Cam, and I recently ordered a pair of shoes from her. And in my bag, there was this little button, which I thought was really cute and a nice touch, as well as this little thank you card. And then it also smelled really good. So I could tell she sprayed something or treated the bag somehow so that it smelled good when I got out my shoes. So you do remember it. It's memorable. And now I'm telling other people about it because she's turning me into a loyal advocate. So apply these tips to your business, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Mimi. This is one for the replay books. Like, this is where you have to come back to, because you drop so many nuggets in such a short amount of time that I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great idea. This is such a great idea. I have to ask you at the outset, how many of the elements that you showed are premium? So, and if so, do you recommend that people get premium if you want to really get the best value out of Canva?
That is a very good question. And I, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how many elements I chose a premium, because since I have premium, I work within Canva without necessarily worrying about that. I will say this. If you do not have premium in Canva, when you go to look for templates, I think it has like a little money sign on it, which indicates it's premium.
Yeah.
You can still use that template. So pull up that template. Sometimes it might be something really small, like it might be a circle that has a question mark. That might be the only premium element in the template. So you just drop out that element and everything else is free.
Gotcha. So did you guys hear that? Repeat that game. So you know how it has a little crown where it's like premium element. So still click on the template, because it might just be a piece of the actual template that you have to pay for, not the whole template. Now that's free game right there. And Miss Latoya Bird is like, yeah, mind blown. I love it. I love it.
And one more thing.
Go ahead. No, please.
Oh, yeah. And I do want to share, I am actually a Canva affiliate. That's how much I love Canva.
Well, you should give us that link. We need the Canva affiliate link.
Let me share that with you all right now, because if you follow this link, you can get your 30-day free trial. And then if you sign up, then that'll show a little appreciation for me. So appreciate it. So go ahead and use your phones to scan this QR code created in Canva, of course, and go ahead and get your 30-day free trial to Find Pro and see if it adds value for you.
I love it. I love it. So it sounds like Canva is like your go-to for everything that you create that's visual at this point.
It definitely is. I have the entire Adobe suite, so I can create designs from scratch. And I own a lot of other softwares, but honestly, Canva just makes it easy. And time is money. And so, I've gotten accustomed to going to Canva, and I only scratched the surface of what Canva can do. Canva actually also rolled out content management, meaning that you can use Canva to go on and manage your social media posts. So it has a calendar for the year. You create your designs in Canva, and then you connect your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and any of the other social medias it partners with, and you can automatically schedule it. It'll post to your Instagram, Facebook, and whatever other place you designate for you on that day and time. Another cool thing that I like about Canva for social media posts specifically is it allows you to automatically resize your design. Now, that I do know is a pro feature.
That's a premium. I know
That's
that's a
premium.
premium element.
Yes. Yeah. So if you design for a Facebook post, but you also want to have it as an Instagram post, then you click, click resize, click Instagram post, and now you have the correct size. So that's, I mean, it's just the content management. As I mentioned, made my logos on my website, mimipeace.com. Everything on there is definitely made in Canva. It's the GUI for me, the graphical user. Yes. And they just keep improving. They know how to keep us coming.
Yeah. And so, okay, all the stuff you said, yeah, Mimi, you know me. All right. We've had, I want to give folks context because I also want to transition and make sure that we have enough time. Mimi's awesome at Canva, but there are other things that she does that are equally awesome, if not even more so. And you see how awesome she is at Canva. I'm still like, yeah, okay. I love all of that, Mimi, but I just don't have the creativity or the time to, even as much as you made this simplified, to really go and look and search and play with, all of that. How do you feel about folks sort of reaching out to you to get assistance, or should they get their VAs that have specific, expertise in Canva? How do we make this efficient for us, even if we still don't want to be the ones to do the heavy lifting on the work? What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's two things I can offer. First would just be my services in making designs. And one way that I've been frequently partnering with small businesses is helping them create their presentations. So the look and feel for things like their PowerPoint presentations, their pitch decks. If they're doing a workshop, creating workbooks, creating journals. So those types of things I'm happy to help with. And also I'm happy to help train. One of my favorite things to do is to transfer my knowledge, because knowledge is power. And so if you want me to connect with your VA or to connect with you or whomever it is that will be assisting you with your design, then I can spend an hour, 2 hours. We'll talk about what your goals are ahead of time. And we'll spend that time actually designing and creating together, where I am showing you, telling you, and allowing you time to practice, so that at the end of that time, you've learned some new skills, or your VA has learned skills, and they have a finished product to walk away with.
And, I want to share my own testimonial for Mimi. Like I said, I was introduced to Mimi because I was trying to bring my skill set. I created a framework for how you create your trifecta tribe, your power player positioning, right? And of mentors, mentees, and peers. And I had an opportunity to present this very recently to two very large audiences. And Mimi and I had limited time, so she didn't get a chance to do everything with my slides, but that's fine, because we were able to have two really quick but somewhat short conversations about how I could better present my materials in a way that would enable folks to want to come along, to want to hire me, to want to be part of my journey. And in one of those sessions, I presented, and over 1,400 people from 1 hour of time are now on my email list, are now potential clients for me, because I sat down with Mimi and we brainstormed, how do you present this in a way, just like she just did her 5 steps, right? Because sometimes we know so much, it's so easy, just like my noisy, awful graphics, right? It's so easy to kind of just, for lack of a better term, vomit all the stuff we know. And people really need it simple. People really need to be able to follow along step by step in a really clear, cohesive way. And at the end, you still have to give them something that makes them want to then stay connected with you. And Mimi and I sat down because I knew the stakes were high for these 2 presentations, and we really got it together. And I'm so ever thankful. Having someone who is, let me get her, because this is a new title for her that I'm loving. So she's not doing the business support specialist anymore, right? I'm claiming it. She was like, I think I like this title. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the one. She is a learning experience designer. And I'm going to ask her to tell us what that means because she did it for me. So I know what it means. Personally, adding almost 2,000 people to my email list between two presentations, okay, in 2 days, Friday and Monday. Between those 2 days, my list grew by 2,000, right? So, Mimi, what is a learning experience designer? How can you help us as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs?
Yes, absolutely. So, first, something people are more familiar with is customer experience, right? And the customer experience is all about how people feel after they've interacted with your products and the services, or you as the representative of the company. Learning experience is very similar. It's how your learners feel after some sort of learning event. And so what I do is I come in and help to strategically design a learning event, let's say a workshop where people are engaged, where the information is given in chunks in a way that it's digestible. Because as Michelle just mentioned, we all have so much to give. And sometimes we word vomit. And I was thinking about this earlier. It could be at the end of a talk and it's like, all right, everyone, so how do you feel? And people are like, whew, that was a lot of information. I'm still digesting that. And whenever I hear that, I know that I've done a disservice because I didn't break down the content into enough chunks so that people could understand it and have ways to apply it. Less is more, even when it comes to learning. And so learning experience designing is taking into account all of those things. Adult learning theories, maximizing the learning platform. Should it be Zoom? Should it be, all these other platforms out there? Should it be self-guided learning? Should it be a workbook? Just how should you get it to your people? What is your framework? And how do you best simplify it? What do you do for 1 hour versus a 6-week course? And at the end of that process, what you want people to say was, I gained something. It was valuable. And when you achieve that, they tell all of their friends and your referrals come and repeat business.
Absolutely. And even, even though I started this question off with, I ain't got time. I don't care how easy you make Canva for me. I ain't doing it. Them lies. Because Mimi got me to create my own workbook.
Yes.
And she walked me through it. It was so simple. We did it on Zoom. She said, you can do this, this, and this, and really create a daily planner. There's so much value in Canva. And, I've had Canva. I originally interviewed Guy Kawasaki when he invested in Canva back in 2014. You can check that episode out on her Power Hustle podcast, where we talked about Canva and why he thought Canva was a good investment 7 years ago. And I still haven't taught myself how to use the damn platform to its full potential. Okay. So I am so excited to have Mimi in our orbit. So Mimi, tell folks again how they can connect with you. Even if you are watching the replay, please be sure to drop your questions in the comments, because I'll be sure to get them to Mimi. And of course, you can connect with Mimi. Your website, I realized I didn't have a banner for your website. I have the banner for your IG. So I'll put that across, but please say your website again as well.
Yeah, so my website is MiMi Peace, MiMi PEACE, and that is my real last name, mimipeace.com. And then you can also email me at solutions@mimipeace.com. So whatever works best, I will get your message and we can connect.
Love it, love it, love it. And so we're going to go ahead and switch that out. And so Mimi, anything else, any mistakes you see that folks make, any other final tips before we go ahead and close out? Let me see, there's a question here. A planner is what I would love to make, said Miss Latoya Bird. Let me tell you, Mimi, Mimi walked me through exactly how to do that on Canva. It was crazy. I was like, this is here. I can do this. This was amazing.
Yes, absolutely. And I would say, and Miss Latoya, if you search for, try searching for planners in Canva, and it should bring you to a page of templates where you can go ahead and grab a planner and start customizing it. Other keywords I would suggest are workbook, workbook cover. So start using those type of keywords to start putting together your planner and making it really, professional and then branded to represent you. I would say the biggest mistake I see is overdoing it. That's why I had that slide with all those emojis, because people get a Canva and they see glitter and gold and they grab the glitter, the gold, the platinum, and everything else. And next thing you know, it's overload. Our brains can only effectively process but so much at one time. So keep it focused on your message and keep it simple. Don't take the Canva template and turn it into something it's not supposed to be.
And you recommend starting with templates though every time. It sounds like you recommend starting, which is probably where I make my biggest mistake, right? I end up just kind of freehanding, and it's just a hodgepodge of madness. And as you said, they've already vetted through, all the actual people who know how to design stuff and get paid to do that have vetted these templates. So I never think to start with a template. I don't know why. I really don't.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. Absolutely. Start with a template.
I love it. All right, y'all. So this was our 1 p.m. Eastern Time. At 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Miss Cassandra Vaughn is coming to talk to us about getting published, about how she rocks the hell out of Skillshare. There was a point when we met, she was literally putting on Amazon a book a month. All right. And they were getting downloads, and she's a top selling author on Amazon. We will be at 6 p.m. this evening tonight talking about how to publish your books, how to market your books, and how to share your expertise so that you expand your audience. And I think Mimi's coming back for that one, right? Mimi, you're like, oh, I got to check this one out. So Mimi, say again the last place people can connect with you. And I also have it scrolling across the screen as well.
Yes, please connect with me at mimipeace.com or send me an email directly at solutions@mimipeace.com. I love networking and connecting and building together. So hit me up.
Mimi, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who are not already members of the UnChamber, I would suggest that you head over to the unchambercommunity.com so that you can get full access. This replay is coming down tonight. So if you have not seen it and you are not in our community for premium members, you will not be able to refer back to it. And clearly, you need to refer back to this one. Okay, so our library stays available for folks who are part of our premium membership community. You can head over to the unchambercommunity.com to join us for a very small monthly fee of $20 for all this value. You crazy? This is so worth it. It's undervalued, I'm gonna be honest. So I will see you all tonight at 6 p.m. We will be back here live. I'll see you again. Mimi, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.